So usually what people do is come into the tutoring center and I explain to them. I get a lot of people who ask me for help on Comp 1. And usually what I do is I explain all this to them in person, but seeing how we're doing this online, please excuse me if I say a lot or I lose my train of thought. This is the first time I do something like this, but I feel that it makes more sense if I'm able to explain it to you on paper versus me sending you a paragraph and explaining it to you like that. I value human, like face-to-face more. I don't know whether you're a visual learner or an audio learner, but either way, if you're audio learner, you'll learn it from what I'm saying, and if you're a visual, then this will be great for you. So basically, to start, writing any essay usually is with composition 1, it's usually a question. So do you think the internet is bad for children? Do you think video games are too violent? Do you think college is good? Do you think, around those lines? So that's pretty much probably what the essays that you're writing. So every essay is basically writing a formula, and you could use this formula for every single essay that you write. So I'm just gonna walk you through an example, like as if we're writing an essay, just so you could see how you should stay focused on topic and what you should be focused on. So let's go ahead and say, and you could use this for future reference, of course. Will getting a college degree help someone build a better life? Let's go ahead and say that was the topic, right? So based off this, right away, you need 5 paragraphs, right? So let's go ahead and put intro. Let's start with intro. Usually, your paragraphs are 4 to 5 sentences. And especially in Comp 1, your essays aren't going to be super, super long. So I'm going to take you through how to do this. So usually in your intro, you start with a broad statement. That's your first sentence, right? So when I say broad statement, I mean something like, so let's say the topic is, are video games violent? You could say something like, in today's society, video games are violent. Excuse me. In today's society, many children who play violent video games have shown violent tendencies in real life, or in today's society, children are consumed by video games, taking up most of their time. Anything broad about the subject. So here, like, will getting a college degree help someone build a better life? You could say, many people say, you could even ask a question. You could say a statement or anything, but it's just broad about the topic. So will college degrees help someone build a better life? So you could totally say something like, I always like to start with in today's society, but that's just something that I do because I like to make sure it's on a societal level and it's pretty broad. So I always let's go ahead and say in today's society, many people have proven that college degrees can help you further your career, period. Or statistics show that college degrees can get you 2 times more pay than a high school graduate. Like, you could search up a statistic, you could use a question, like anything, a broad statement, just a broad statement about the topic. So here the topic is a college degree, right? And then, okay, after that statement, you go ahead and you can go into your thesis, right? So a thesis is basically you verbally answering this question. So if the question is, will getting a college degree help someone build a better life? The sentence goes, you have to state state your position. You have to state your position. You can't say, yes, it does, but it also doesn't, or maybe, or kind of, or it depends. No, it has to be yes or no. And when you pick a side, you got to go with that side throughout the whole essay. That's super important, and that's what they're looking for in Comp 1. So say you said, yes, it does, right? So you would go ahead, and the thesis would be, right? You're basically answering the question. So, will a college degree help someone build a better life? A college degree will help someone build a better life. Better life. Because. So, you know how they tell you have to write 5 paragraphs. The 5 paragraphs are intro, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, which are your bodies, 3 paragraphs in your bodies, and then in conclusion. So, you're going to write the reason that you're going to say, your number 1 reason, your number 2 reason, and your number 3 reason here, and period, comma. So, a college, I'm going to give you an example. Are video games violent? Or you know what, let's do a different example. Or you know what, we could just do this one. Okay. A college degree will help someone build a better life because, so before starting the essay, you need a roadmap. So if you choose yes, you need to have 3 reasons of why you said yes. If you say no, you need to have 3 reasons why you say no. So whatever the question is in any essay, your thesis is yes or no, answering the exact same question. You could literally reword the question. A college degree will or will not, whichever you choose. Here we're going to choose yes. So a college degree will help someone build a better life because reason 1, reason 2, reason 3, right? All right, reason 1, reason 2, reason 3. Right? And then you write 2 to 3 more sentences about college degrees and information that you have on college degrees. So like basically your input. What do you think? You know, anything, it could literally go coincide with one of these reasons. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you the reasons that I think a college degree will help someone build a better life. So my reason number 1 is a college degree will help someone build a better life because they can find a better job, reason 1, comma, be a better parent, reason 2, and be more confident in a professional setting, period. That is your thesis. That is it. Whatever your 3 reasons are, that's all you have to do, and that's a perfect thesis right there. So if in any question you're answering, do you think, I had a student come in and tell me that his essay question was, do you think people are afraid of black men in American society? And that would be, so his thesis would be, he said yes. So he said, yes, I believe that people are afraid of black men in American society because one reason, right, he said, because they're portrayed as bad people in the media. Number 2, I can't remember what he said. He said, well, regardless, you know, do you understand what I'm trying to say? So reason 1, reason 2, reason 3. What you can answer, I'm just trying to get to the point that this is going to help you with any question, and it applies to every question. So after that, that wraps up your intro, right? You could do 2, 3 sentences. Basically, expanding on any of these reasons, or expanding on college degrees, or how important a college degree can be, or how important it's, or how not important it is. But that's pretty much your input. I can't really help you too much there with, that. So moving on, we're going to do paragraph 1, right? So essentially, paragraph 1, 2, and 3 are pretty much the same for the roadmap. So you usually start out with stating your reason, but rewording it. Make sure you reword it. So you can't say, I believe a college degree will help you build a better life because reason 1, which was find a better job. You can't. You need to restate it in a different way. You could say something like, let me go ahead and put better job here so you know the reasons. You could say something like, a better job could help people have a better lifestyle, period. Getting a college degree can help you find a better job because you're more qualified. That's a perfect, way to start your paragraph. And that way, the reader knows that you're talking about reason 1. So essentially, a thesis is a roadmap. Your thesis is a roadmap. So once your reader reads this, he's going to be like, oh, okay, so the first paragraph's going to be about this, and the second one's going to be about this, and the third one's going to be about this. So now I know. So you're taking reason 1 and putting it that's what the whole paragraph 1 is going to be about. So after you state your reason, right, which is restating, getting a college degree can help someone find a better job, build a better life because they can find a better job because they're more qualified for a position, right? Period. The next sentence, again, this is going to be about four sentences. You really only need 4 sentences, or maybe your professor said 5. It really just depends on your professor. In the past, I've had a lot of professors say 4 to 5, or 4, because they're not really looking for long essays, because they're not research essays. So your second sentence is an example. So if I just said, getting a college degree will help someone build a better life because they can get a better job because getting a college degree can help someone get a better job because they will be a more qualified candidate, right? Your example would be, the next part usually starts, for example, and you give a real life example, right? So your example could be, many corporate American jobs many of the qualifications in a job listing is a college degree, or many of the jobs that pay over $20,000, or many of the jobs that are high paying today require a college degree. That's a perfect example. Or you could even use an example in your own life. You could use an example in somebody else's life, in a story that like, for example, anything like, for example, Michelle Obama got a better job because she had a college degree, or anything like that. That's just the gist of it, right? Of course, that's not true, but you get it. And then after your example, you elaborate that example. You elaborate, right? And you can elaborate, since you're putting your own thought into this, you're expressing what you think. So this is your part to be able to come up with 2 sentences where you can elaborate on your example and why you think that reason is. Because you thought of these reasons, so you must have had, some type of thought. Usually I also tell people when they're like, well, it's because I just get stuck writing and I can't figure out how to write, or I'm stuck, I don't know what to write. I usually tell them in a tutoring session, I would say, okay, without looking at the paper, explain to me, like we're having a conversation. Tell me out loud, why do you think that they would get a better job? And sometimes saying it out loud helps you be able to put together in a sentence and elaborate. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you're having trouble, I have a lot of students who have trouble on, I just, miss, I don't know how to write it out, or I just get stuck, tell someone, tell, I don't know, a friend or something, elaborate out loud, or you could even do it by yourself. Sometimes when I'm trying to brainstorm, I think out loud, I tell myself, okay, well, why do I think they get better jobs? And then it just sometimes makes sense and helps you to say it out loud, right? If you can't put your thoughts onto paper. So that's that, right? And then essentially paragraph 2, oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm having such a brain fart, is also 4 sentences. And the same thing, paragraph 3 is 4 sentences. Oh my God. So these are the same. So I'm just going to run through them real quick because I already explained how you would write these paragraphs. They have the same thing. So let's say paragraph 2, right? We're going through the reasons. So, and you're going in order. So paragraph 1 has to be about number 1 reason. Paragraph number 2 has to be about number 2 because you set the roadmap. So you got to follow that roadmap too because your reader has already seen your thesis. You can't start with reason 3 and then jump to reason 1 and then, no, you have to follow the roadmap. So going off this topic, in paragraph 2, I would say something like, my second reason was you could be a better parent. So I would say many parents are able to give their children a better life because they get paid more. A college degree can have, for example, a college degree, or for instance, whatever transition word you want to use. For instance, having a college degree can land you a better job, causing or creating more opportunities and allowing for higher pay than just having than just entry-level jobs, right? Period. And that's the example, right? And then you just elaborate. Many entry-level jobs don't require a college degree. Many higher, I don't know what the next word is, but before it, after, and many administrative jobs require a college degree. Those administrative jobs pay a lot more. Being able to have a higher salary will allow you to have a better spending budget for your family, right? A better house, a better car, whatever. You just elaborate. And then you go back, then reason 3, and you follow the same roadmap that's here. My reason 3 was you feel more confident in a professional setting. So I would state the reason. Feeling more, okay, I'm sorry, I'm thinking off the top of my brain as if I'm writing out loud. A college degree can help you feel more confident in a professional setting because you will learn key skills during your degree that will help better your professionalism, period. For example, many people take a Microsoft class to be many degrees require a Microsoft class to be better equipped in the business world or any type of industry, period. This type of knowledge will help you feel more confident in a professional setting because you will be equipped with the skills you need to do the tasks that you are required to do, period. And you can elaborate more. So if that makes sense, right? And then you go to your intro, which I'm going to do right over here. So, I'm sorry, not your intro, your conclusion, my bad. So in your conclusion, again, 4 to 5 sentences. 1, I always start with a broad statement, again, about the topic, and our topic is college degrees and how they can help you, or if you're on the no side, how they can't help you. You could say something like, say you were on the no side, you would say something like, college degrees. There are many successful people like, I don't know, whoever the billionaire is, or any celebrity who didn't have a college degree and ended up inventing whatever, Facebook, Google, I don't know. Right? Or you could say many of the smartest people, Michelle Obama has a college degree, Obama, something broad, or many college graduates have proven to make it very far in life. Anything broad. Number 2, you're going to restate your thesis. So when I say restate your thesis, you're not going to copy the first sentence, your actual thesis from the intro. You're going to restate it in a new way. So basically, as if I told you, you cannot plagiarize this sentence. The way that you break down a sentence from Google and put it into your research papers and change the wording, that's how you're going to do this. So you're going to change your thesis. So I'll give you an example. So instead of saying a college degree will help someone build a better life because reason 1, reason 2, reason 3, you could say, I've usually done this. This isn't an exact way to do it, but this is how I advise people to do it. So you could restate your thesis in 3 sentences, right? And that covers your it covers your 4 to 5 sentence requirement, because you already had a broad statement. So that's 4 sentences, and you can add another closing sentence at the end to just really tie it together. So how I said this, I said find a better job, right? So I would say, in a different way than what you said in the other paragraphs. There should never be 2 sentences that are the same. So finding a better job ... So finding a better job, for me, I would say finding a better job is easier when having a college degree because it opens up many more opportunities due to job requirements, period, right? You covered reason 1. Reason 1. Many parents feel ... Reason 2, right? I would say many parents feel they can provide a better lifestyle for their children when they have a better job, comma, which they can get with a college degree. Or many parents who have higher salaries are able to give their children a better life, or just anything that ties your reason to. And lastly, many courses offered ... So I would say many courses offered during your degree can help you feel more confident in the professional setting because it allows you to build a skill set for your specific industry, period, right? And then, I would just close it all together with something broad, or you could just leave it at that, or you could say anything you want to do to close it, but it has to be to the topic. So, okay, just to reiterate what I had said, if you follow this roadmap for any question, you'll be able to, you could follow this roadmap for any question that they give you. I will make sure to I send you a picture of this as well, but I really encourage you to listen to this whole video. This is pretty much what you would get if you came into the tutoring center and I was your tutor. And I do this for people who come in. I write them this so they could always have it. It makes it a lot easier. I've gotten a lot of students who tell me I'm going off topic, or people tell you to write a question and you think you need to go into this in-depth thing, and you don't. You have to follow the formula, and this is the formula that your professor is looking for in Composition 1. And if you follow this and you made it to this end of the video, I'm positive and more sure that you would be able to write a good essay and get a good grade. Also, if you were in the tutoring center, I would tell you, once you do this and you write your essay, feel free to send it over to me, and I can still review it and make sure that you're following the structure. And then I will give you notes on that. But always remember, you cannot do that the day before the essay is due. I'm sorry this was a little weird. This is the first time I've ever made a tutoring video. But yeah, so I'll make sure to send this too. Thank you so much.